All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to another great session with the presidential candidates of the fictional Common Sense People's Party. Now, for the past 3 months or more, the Nigerian judiciary has been under very serious scrutiny by Nigerians, and the testimonies of the people about the judiciary have been mostly negative, unpalatable, and borderline unprintable. From audio, visual to print and social media, Nigerians all around the world have expressed a total loss of confidence in the Nigerian judiciary. Few weeks ago, a retiring justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Datijo, in his valedictory speech confirmed that there is heavy corruption in the judiciary. And former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Barrister Olumide Akpata, has also confirmed that the Nigerian judiciary has been hijacked by politicians. He said, with the way the judiciary is being run, it is extremely difficult, almost impossible, for it to produce a good judge. Nigerians are now singing it as an anthem. It has now become a mantra that when this revolution starts, the judiciary, the judges will not be spared. And this has put the judges under serious pressure to the point that the Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice ARIWOOla, has now come out to make a statement backing the judiciary. But while making that statement, he indicted the judiciary at the same time. But after making that statement, human rights activist AISHA Yesuf joined other well-meaning Nigerians, and they fired back at the Chief Justice of the Federation. Apart from the fact that the CJN indicted the judiciary in his statement, AISHA Yesuf and other Nigerians gave him a response that will have him regretting that he ever made that speech. Before I show you what the CJN said and how Nigerians reacted, let me further infuriate and reduce the CJN by showing you another video that discredits the judiciary, that shows that Nigerians have lost total faith in them. See the video.
I think a lot needs to be done. A couple of years ago, a survey was done, and Nigerian confidence in the judiciary was at 68%. But at 2022, that survey was done in 2020, and at 2022, another survey was done, and it has reduced to 72%. Now, this is 2023. With what has happened during the election, with different controversial judgments, we've all seen that the confidence level in judiciary has further dwindled, which has raised the question, is the judiciary really protecting an average person in the streets? The judiciary is meant to be the last hope of the common man. It's meant to, when justice is passed in our courts, you are expected to see justice. You shouldn't just read it. People should feel that justice has been done and not just hear it. But it's far-fetched from what you see on the ground. There are lots of allegations of corruption. Even the AGF just said it. People buy their way into the judiciary to compromise the justice system. And that is why it's very imperative for Nigerians at this moment, at this critical moment of our democracy, to watch the judiciary. Who is watching the watchers? No one. And that is why at Citizen Gavel, we're trying to pull a coalition of Nigerians together to keep eyes on the judiciary, because it's the last belt from anarchy. Once the judiciary fails, everybody starts to carry harm. Why is, at the moment, why is the picking up arms and clubbing people when they commit crime jungle justice? Why is it a criminal offense? It's because if people do not put that justice architecture in place, if it fails, everybody now starts to fight, everybody starts to break bottle to protect their own interests, to assert their right. And that is why we really, really need judiciary at this moment to rise and really purge itself of any form of failure, of allegations of corruptions and all that. So, and that's one of the reasons why we are here, to get Nigerians to rise to that place where you are no longer you are not just holding the executive accountable, but you need to also hold the judiciary accountable at this moment, especially with the election petition going on and all that. A lot of times, people, you see that they come to Once the election is done, the people come to the judiciary, to the election tribunal, to try to compromise the judges. And there have been allegations of that, trying to compromise the justice. You can see what happened in Kano State, where the decision is still, you still don't really know where it stands at the moment, because some factions are saying that NNPP won and some factions are saying that the other person won. But, it does not improve the confidence that we should have in our judiciary at this moment.
You heard him. And if a survey is conducted today, you won't find up to 5% of Nigerians expressing confidence in the judiciary. Even APC supporters know that the judiciary is corrupt. So what nonsense is the CJN saying? Anyway, let us look at what the CJN said and how AISHA Yesuf and the people reacted. Look at how the papers reported it. Justices fight back. We can't replace law with emotions. CJN. Amid controversies trailing judgments of various courts handling election disputes, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Olukayode ARIWOOLA, yesterday said that public sentiments and emotions cannot replace the law. The law remains the law, no matter whose interest is involved. In all we do as interpreters of the law, we should endeavor to sever the strings of emotion from logic and assumption from facts. He charged judges. The presidential candidate of People's Democratic Party, PDP, in 2023 elections, Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party, and civil society organizations, however, flayed the CJN for his comments, saying Nigerians were losing confidence in the judiciary, considering the activities of judges in recent election matters in Kano, Zamfara, and Nasarawa State. But CJN called for total emancipation of the judiciary from external influences, saying to guarantee the integrity of the judiciary, it must be truly and genuinely independent in all ramifications. Now, let's pause here and let me take that paragraph again. It reads, but the CJN called for total emancipation of the judiciary from external influences, saying to guarantee the integrity of the judiciary, it must be truly and genuinely independent in all ramifications. They went ahead to say, he bemoaned the fact that the judiciary had over the years struggled for fiscal autonomy, which he said would ultimately embolden us to act without fear of intimidation or harassment from the other arms of government. Now, this is the CJN confirming totally that the judiciary is not free, that the judiciary is not independent, that the judiciary has not been emboldened. He said, before you can guarantee the integrity of the judiciary, it must be truly and genuinely independent in all ramifications. And this is what we are saying. We all know that the judiciary does not have fiscal autonomy. They don't control their own money. They collect allocations from the executives, the governors, president, and all that. That is why the executives can easily get them to sell judgments, because if they don't cooperate, they'll keep them poor. So instead of opening up to the people so we can team up against the politicians, judiciary decided to team up with politicians against the people. ARIWOOLA knows that the people are on their right, but he still called them a mob in his last paragraph. It reads, he assured that despite the challenges and criticisms, the judiciary will continue to discharge its statutory obligations without succumbing to the sentimental voices of the mob. And this was the part that got AISHA Yesuf and well-meaning Nigerians angry. And look at how AISHA Yesuf responded. Her response was captioned by Daily Post as, judiciary, toy in hands of corrupt politicians. AISHA Yesuf tackles CJN over mob comment. She wrote, the judiciary is the mob, a spineless, greedy, and controlled one at that. A mere toy in the hands of corrupt politicians who have not hidden the fact that they are the masters of the judiciary. The CJN can fool himself all he wants. He knows it. The politicians know and flaunt it, and the people know it. Oh, what a tweet by the fearless AISHA Yesuf. And look at how some other Nigerians reacted. This tweet here by Nero says, INEC produced 18,000 blood unreadable certified true copies of Form EC8A to court and you and your cohort still endorsed APC as the winner, make it make sense, my brother. And this tweet by Likita says, what do you expect him to say when the blind can see corruption, cash and carry judgments emanating from the judiciary? He heads, men bankrupt of morals, character and shame. Posterity will judge them in the light of their dealings. And this tweet by Okaria says, the fact remains that the judiciary is very corrupt and rotten. Bukachua, the people cannot be forced to trust the judiciary. It must be earned. Now, the highlight of this whole thing for me is the CJN actually opening his mouth to say that the judiciary cannot be bold enough to take the right decisions unless they are granted fiscal autonomy. Opening his mouth to say that the integrity of the judiciary cannot be guaranteed unless they have fiscal autonomy. To me, that is accepting that the judiciary is corrupt, that everything we said about them is true. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because una. Now I dey here. So, don't go away.